Welcome to my Science Academy. Assalamu alaikum students. Today in Biology 12 class, we are going to start chapter number 15 where we will discuss the topic of homeostasis, its definitions, components and control system. Homeostasis. Homeostasis is a Greek word which is derived from two words homo which means same and stasis which means standing. Homeostasis is the state of being the same or stable. Homeostasis is the ability to maintain balance between the inside and outside of the body when body is exposed to stressors such as heat, cold, infection or injury. So what is homeostasis? We can say the protection of internal environment from the harms of fluctuations in external environment is called homeostasis. What is meant by internal environment? The environment which is present within the body of living organism, it's called its internal environment. The environment inside the cell is in internal environment and outside is its external environment. Now what is meant by external environment? The environment in which living organisms live is called its external environment. In this picture you can see that there occurs change in the internal environment of this organism whenever there occur a change outside the environment, for example change in temperature. The external environment and its components fluctuate continuously. However, the homeostasis keep the internal fluctuations in narrow range with various control systems. What are the components of internal environment which are easily changeable? These are water, solute and temperature. Next we will see the mechanisms which help to maintain balance of these components. These are the osmoregulation, excretion and thermoregulation. Let us discuss them one by one. First is osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is the regulation of solute and gain and loss of water between organism and its environment. Next is excretion. Elimination of wasteful metabolites, especially nitrogenous waste from the body is called excretion. Then is thermoregulation. The maintenance of internal body temperature within a tolerable range is called thermoregulation. Next we will see homeostatic control system along with their components. The control system responsible for regulating the homeostasis is called the homeostatic control system. Next we will see the components of control system. These homeostatic control system involves three main components. Number 1, receptors. Number 2, control center. And number 3, effectors. What are receptors? These are specialized cells or structures that detect changes in the internal or external environment like cells or organs. They monitor various variables such as body temperature, blood glucose level, pH level or hormone level. Receptors send signals to the control center when there is a deviation from the set point. In this figure, the sensory receptors can be seen inside the skin which send signals to the control center. Now what is control center? The control center receives and processes the information from the receptors like brain or spinal cord. Here in this figure is shown the cross section of a spinal cord which receive information from the sensory receptors and send to the effectors. Now what are effectors? Effectors are the muscles, organs or glands that carry out the response detected by the control center. They act to restore the variables back to the set point. Here in this figure, the muscle can be seen that act as effector. After receiving information from the control center, They act accordingly and help to restore the variable back to its set point. Living control system. The homeostatic control system operates through feedback mechanism like negative feedback mechanism. This is the most common form of homeostatic regulation. It aims to counteract any deviation from the set point and bring the variable back to its normal range. The mechanism of negative feedback can be understood with the example of body temperature regulation. The normal body temperature in the human beings is 37 degrees centigrade. So whenever it exceeds from its set point or normal range, the nerve cells in the skin and brain detect it and send information to the temperature regulator center in the brain, which send command to the sweat glands throughout the body, which start creating sweat and help to decrease the temperature of body and bring it back to the normal temperature. So in body temperature regulation, if the temperature rises above the set point, the control center triggers a response to decrease it. Conversely, if the temperature drops below the set point, the control center initiates responses to increase it. Negative feedback maintains a relatively stable internal environment. In this figure, you can see that whenever there is a change in a certain variable, the change is detected by the receptors and they send information to the control center. The control center interpret it and then send command to the effectors where effectors act accordingly and returns the variable back to its state of homeostasis or balanced form. Now, what is set point? A set point is the physiological value around which the normal range fluctuates. When there occurs a change in internal environment and it is detected by the control center will compare it to the set point and will respond to bring this change back to its normal range or set point. What is positive feedback? Unlike negative feedback, positive feedback amplifies the initial deviation from the set point. It reinforces the change rather than counteracting it. Positive feedback mechanisms are usually involved in processes that requires rapid change or acceleration, such as blood clotting. Here we can understand the difference between positive and negative feedback. The key difference between the positive and negative feedback is that their response to a change. Here we can see that positive feedback responds by amplifying a change, while the negative feedback responds by reducing that change.